Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation on Android with NetherSX2, and this is more of just a friendly PSA. So over on Reddit Emulation on Android, there's a post here saying do not download from this site. It's a scam and has SMI virus. The site in question is nethersx2.org, and heading on over to Google here, and interestingly, at least for me, when I type in nethersx2, the very first search result is nethersx2.org. And it says NetherSX2 download PS2 emulator latest version official. So heading back to that Reddit post, and Trixarian has replied. And for those who may be unaware, Trixarian is one of the main people behind NetherSX2. And they say here, yeah, I don't have control of any of those domains. Wouldn't be so bad if they actually provided people with unaltered and updated copies of the emulator. And then the original poster replied, yeah, if you download the APK, which is what I did because I wasn't thinking. I checked the app version because something seemed off with performance, and it's an old version of AetherSX2, and I threw the APK in the virus total, and it did have a virus. Now, we've talked about NetherSX2 multiple times in the past. I mean, we've talked about NetherSX2 Patch, we've talked about NetherSX2 Classic, we've talked about the differences between the two, and I always provide links. If you're interested and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. I don't hide my sources. And that is one of the reasons I say I don't hide my sources, is because I try to avoid false sites. There's a lot of scam websites out there. There's a lot of fake websites out there, and I do my best to not include any of those in my news. If I ever do, let me know in the comments below. But realistically here, this is one of the big reasons why I don't hide my sources. If people are interested in learning more about it and genuinely curious about it, I would rather them go to the correct source where I'm reporting this information from, as opposed to a fake website. And speaking about fake stuff, next up we're talking about Nintendo Switch 2 emulation with Axiom. Now, I've received a bunch of messages about this one, and I'm very skeptical about the entire situation. So there is reportedly a Nintendo Switch 2 emulator in progress called Axiom. And I have my doubts. I have my serious doubts about this project. So heading back over to Reddit Emulation on Android, and someone is claiming that Axiom has confirmed they will have Android support. I guess Axiom has a Discord channel, and they state here there is going to be Android support. Super skeptical about this one. I don't think there's a Nintendo Switch 2 emulator that's currently in active development. Maybe they're saying they're working on it by working on it, maybe getting stuff ready like logos and other stuff. But in terms of core emulation, I don't think there's anything out there just yet. I mean, here's a now deleted but archived post of them claiming that Axiom was working on a Windows machine here with a 3070 GPU. Now, I don't know about you, but this is all highly suspect to me. And if you're looking into your phone or your PC and saying, you know what, Mr. Sujano, this might be true, give them a chance, this looks real. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me, but if we take a look at this screenshot, this specific screenshot that they provided, and compare it with the actual Mario Kart World Grand Prix gameplay, Nintendo Treehouse, live Nintendo Switch 2 video from Nintendo of America, it looks to be almost the exact same. In fact, Mario is in first place in both images. Mario has the same amount of coins in both images. And Mario appears to be on the exact same place on the exact same track in both images. I would almost say that they clipped a video here, just clipped a screenshot from this video from Nintendo. I could be wrong. So I guess if you wanted to see Axiom in action, just go on ahead and check out that Nintendo Switch 2 video from Nintendo, and well, there you go. And shoutouts to Jumpphil here for all of this information and having a very keen eye on the matter. But moving on, and we're switching from fake to real stuff, and we're talking about EmuReady. For those who may not be aware, EmuReady is a website that's based on compatibility. It's designed to try to house everything in one location for compatibility reports for specific devices. They say find the perfect emulator for your device with community-driven compatibility reports that help you make informed decisions. And over on Reddit Emulation, there's a brand new announcement post. It's titled, "You asked for PC support on EmuReady. It's live." And they say here, about 2 weeks ago, I launched EmuReady, a platform to share, verify, and discover emulator compatibility reports. Over 750 user-submitted reports have already been manually approved by moderators. Originally, EmuReady focused on handhelds, both PC handhelds and mobile, Android, iOS. But a lot of people asked for PC support via Discord and comments, and I've listened. PC compatibility reports are now live. Additionally here, and I'm very curious to see how this one gets implemented, and I'm curious to hear if people are excited about it. They say they're actively working on the EmuReady Android app. This will include a feature that allows you to launch a game directly, apply all the settings from the compatibility report to eliminate the copy-paste song and dance. They will be making PRs to the emulators that allow this feature in their codebase. Initially, the app will release with support for this feature on Eden, which is Switch on Android, and Winlator, which is Windows on Android. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. And speaking about Eden, a Nintendo Switch emulator. Next up, this is just a heads up here. If you are a member of the Eden Discord and you've noticed that things have been off, well, there's a reason for that. Eden seems to have been shrouded in controversy ever since they tried to form here, but I guess now their Discord has been temporarily shut down. So they say here, "Hi all, I am one of the current crew to help bring the server back into a working state. From what has been established, the server has been recently raided by a now ex-staff member of the Eden emulator. Myself and the others whom currently have admin permissions are working on trying to get it into a state where everyone can continue to chat, work together, and use this emulator." Now, I don't know what's going on here with the Eden team, but there seems to be a lot of bad blood with Eden and the previous emulator that they were a part of, and I guess some of the community. It's almost like things are continually self-imploding with a lot of these Switch forks. But moving on, and next up we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation with PCSX2. And PCSX2 has a number of brand new updates here. At the time of filming, version 2.5.39 is the latest update. If you're interested in performance improvements and new features, you might like this one. No surprise, the PCSX2 development team is extremely busy, and they seem to be working on a whole lot here. But taking a look over on GitHub, and I guess they're adding a hotkey for cycling TV shaders. They say that this change adds a new hotkey that allows users to cycle through all 8 TV shader options during gameplay. This was a user-requested feature to have a quick access to TV shader settings without needing to navigate through menus during gameplay. That's a pretty neat new feature. There's another improvement here called Improved Dirty and Readback Handling, and at a very high level, it improves a bunch of different games in terms of speed. Dark Chronicle, Everybody's Tennis, and Everybody's Golf Hot Shots Golf 4, they say reduced readbacks, which should increase speed. Common Rider, hugely reduced dirty wrecks, resulting in massive speed up, about 7 times. And also a small bug fix for Tomb Raider. And taking a look at some of the testing here, and there's some very interesting results for Common Rider. For example, this person says Master, which is the main version, 57% the game does not run at full speed. But with this change, the game runs at a 607% speed, so a 10 times improvement. That is absolutely insane and amazing. And additionally here, and specific for macOS, it seems if you're using PCSX2 on macOS, it now allows users to open games using PCSX2 directly from Finder. And speaking about PlayStation emulation, but going up one generation and talking about PS3 emulation with RPCS3, where RPCS3 stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano. Anyways, here, this emulator just got a brand new update, a number of them, and there seem to be a lot of things currently being tested that could really improve this. So one of the things they're currently testing out is for Linux, and they say implement Feral Interactive's game mode for potential performance increases. And another thing they're currently working on is the resource binding model rewrite, and this may result in some pretty beefy performance improvements. Now, in fairness, they do say a small 10 to 15% boost to FPS is gained from this restructure. I would say 10 to 15 FPS gain is beefy. That is a nice beefy update on an already pretty amazing emulator. Now, it is worth mentioning that this stuff is currently being tested out. This is part 1 of 2, and part 2 of 2 is yet to come. And I'm very curious to see where it goes and what the overall use case looks like in terms of performance improvements in specific situations. And speaking about stuff currently being worked on, next up we're talking about Silent Hill F. Now, there's not really a whole lot to this one, but if you're excited about the brand new game and wanted to see the opening, Well, someone has posted it up on YouTube. I guess there was a Konami panel, and I guess this was showcased. And I guess someone recorded it and posted it, and it hasn't been taken down. And based on the comments, it seems a lot of people were excited and happy about the music they used in it. And speaking about using stuff, next up we're talking about Glass, an invisible AI desktop assistant, open source, no signups, 100% free. And listen to this announcement on Twitter. Good morning. In just 4 days, we open sourced the latest Cluely called Glass. Same real-time meeting assistant, sharper output and design, but 100% free. And that tweet was quoted, and this person here says, "You didn't build shit in 4 days. You yoinked a GPL v3 code, slapped an Apache license on it, and called it a startup. Here's a quick 101 on how not to steal open source." I am curious to see how long this post stays up before it's deleted, because it's got community notes on it. Glass is a direct copy of another open source project called Cheating Daddy. So for those who may or may not be aware, here is the reported original software. It's on cheatingdaddy.com, and they say if you're gonna cheat, cheat better. Listens to questions, sees your screen, and feeds everything to Google Gemini for instant answers. And last up here, we're talking about a very interesting new handheld called GamerCard. This is powered by a Raspberry Pi. It's supposed to be the size of like a gamer gift card. And this to me looks super interesting. I guess it comes preloaded with a whole bunch of different games. So they say here in the description, GamerCard is a ready-to-play handheld gaming computer, engineered in the shape and size of a retail gift card with a Raspberry Pi and a high-resolution 254 ppi, 4-inch square screen sandwiched inside. Ultra thin, ultra light, and ultra convenient. It brings high performance arcade action to your pocket with no setup, no cables, and no packaging waste. Straight off the peg, it comes preloaded with 2 multi-level action games, with more coming soon via our Pi Game Store app. GamerCard is a powerful emulation device capable of running thousands of classic games from multiple classic systems. The device is already listed up on grandsinclair.com, and the price on this one is £125, which translates I think to like $170 US. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Does this look interesting to you, or does this look ridiculous? I think it looks pretty cool. I'm curious about the controls on this though, and that's I think my biggest question. I mean, I could be wrong here, but I would say that precision and overall gaming comfort is probably not the best on this device. Again, I could be wrong. I have not tested one of these out. It just seems that those discs are meant to be more portable as opposed to more functional. But either way here, this is one of the more pocketable devices that I have ever seen. And the fact that it actually exists and can be bought, that's also pretty cool. I'm very curious to see how these perform overall when more and more people get their hands on them. But I am curious to hear your thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think about the GameCard. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. The legendary one fluff right now is watching outside the window. Yesterday I was doing some work outside. I took some branches down, and within those branches there were some vines that were intertwined. And then in those vines, there were some tiny grapes, actually a lot of tiny grapes. So I just left everything on the ground, and the rabbits, the squirrels, the chipmunks are all kind of pecking at that stuff, and the legendary one fluff is enjoying the show. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.